Actually, can I get the music to play again? The good opening music that this game has. If I go here and then return the main menu, maybe? If it'll load. Dost thou load, game? It does. But I don't want you. Return the main menu. I'm doing this just for the excellent soundtrack this game has. Here we go. This is Grimrock 2. I got anybody in the chat yet? Maybe not. No pre-queues here. Anyways, this is Grimrock 2. I streamed Grimrock last year. Hadn't played it in a while. This game I played more recently, so I didn't want to play it right away after playing the last one. This is basically a better game in most ways. I would say I can't think of a way in which it's worse, except that the ending is not quite as spectacular. The cube in Grimrock, I'm spoiling Grimrock because I streamed it, is very, 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 very compelling. Whereas the ending of this game is more traditional, I would say. I don't know. We're going to go to a new game. We're going to create characters. And I don't think I want to do any of these. They're not really conducive to... Not really conducive to making the game funner. So we have 4 prisoners to do, and I'm going to do the thing I always do. Not always, but always want to do. There's races in this game. We got humans. Humans are pretty good. They're not as super good in as they were in Grimrock, because I think humans got extra skill points in Grimrock, whereas in this game they don't. Minotaurs might only get... Nope, okay. So yeah, everybody gets the same amount of skill points. They get more experience, though. Got insectoids, which are good for wizards. Although getting strength means they can do other things, too. Lizard men are what people make their rogs, sometimes. Mostly from the dexterity. Minotaurs are OP. Minotaurs are basically good at everything, except for casting spells. Minotaur Barbarians are like the strongest ranged character, actually, because of thrown weapons being very, very good. And then we have the one we're going to be playing as, which is Ratlings. So we're going to be playing as 4 rats. Not you. Get out of here, cow. I want rat. Give me the rat. The only reason I would maybe want a Minotaur is that Minotaurs have a trait called Headhunter, which I like. It's +1 strength for each skull carried. It's fun. But no, we're playing rats. So what rats do is they get -4 strength, which is not great. They get +2 dexterity and +2 evasion, which is pretty good. You can't get disease, which is fairly good. Disease is really annoying. And you get the max load plus 15 kilograms. Is that a listed statistic on this page? Yeah, max load 48 kilograms. Max load 45 kilograms. So the strength you get from being a Minotaur pretty heavily outsets the strength you get from the extra kilograms you get from being a rat. All the same. So let's see. Let's make our rats. Who's our first rat going to be? I haven't played with this rat yet. And then you... We'll have old rat. Although I like a big rat. You've got hood rat. You got lady rats. This is more of a gerbil. We'll go with this one. I like the plated rat, but I've used that one before, so we'll go with this rat. And of course, I always keep this rat because he's fucking great. Look at him. Hello, TK Cat. Word number. So let's design our rats. I tend to go wizard. Thank you for the 1-year sub, Jello Master. You get the, I think you get the checker cookie now. So wizard. Wizards are really good. Some people will tell you that you should basically always play Battle Mage over a wizard. I've not found that to be completely true. The extra health you get from being a Battle Mage is really good, and the extra energy you get from being a wizard. But I like the extra energy you get from being a wizard, basically. I need to play some more Stellaris. I was waiting for the current patch to get patched, and then I think it did. Stinky Trashmonger Jr. That's I'll name this guy. There we go. Stinky Trashmonger Jr. Yeah, because I think I did stream this game a million years ago, and I did play with this rat, and this guy is going to be what he was then, which is Alchemist, the OP class. Alchemists are very overpowered. Yeah, Stellaris is a space 4X grand strategy game. So I think you're definitely going to be a barbarian. You're going to be a wizard, and you're going to be an alchemist. What am I going to make you? Either a rogue or a fighter. Rogue or fighter, do you think, guys? A fighter will be much tougher. They show fighter in this screen with 2 weapons, but that's usually not what you do with fighters. Rogues are either like missile users or dual weapon users. Is it more overpowered than FF5 Chemist? No, but it's fairly overpowered. There's also Farmer, which you don't get skill points, and you don't get experience from killing monsters. You get experience from eating food. Could be a knight. Be a rat? We are a rat. Hello, Terrify. So, fighter, knight, or rogue. So 3 choices we have, I believe. I don't think I've ever played with a knight. I have played with a dual-wielding rogue, and dual-wielding rogues are pretty good, but they're very, very, very squishy at the beginning of the game. Fighter... What's knight good at? Yeah, defense. Fighters can use special attacks from weapons faster. Knights just kind of are tougher. I think I might try a knight. Let's spend our skill point. We'll name our wizard. What's a good rat knight name? Name rat knight. It's a good name for an. She's got a headband. She's got teeth. Pun on Ritter. Sir Kibbles. Gawain. Actually, I know what I could name this. There we go. And then our Ratbarian. Gonna be a barbarian rat. Rat Barb. I also need a Rat Wizard. Also Rat Wizard. Chewy. Okay. Mr. Chewy Ratburn. Morgan Latail. If it was Morgana Latail, sure, why not? It's because Morgana was Arthur's sister, right? The evil one? Or was it Morgan? That's Morgan Le Fay. Yeah. Okay, we gotta spend our points. Okay, the knight is probably going to use light weapons. But, as always, you generally want to start leveling up on armor. So, we'll try light weapons and armor. We'll do heavy weapons and armor. Cheese Whiz. I believe fire magic and spells are way different in this game. They were in Grimrock. What kind of magic do I actually... A little bit of air magic is basically good for everybody. So I might do fire, air. Of course, I also want concentration. Yeah, it's going to be a while before we do anything, so I'm going to do concentration. And then our ret, they tell you that alchemists are good with firearms, but firearms are really bad, so we're going to instead use missile weapons. And, of course, alchemy. Alchemy will be what we become powerful with. Let's pick our traits. Yeah, Mordred was Arthur's evil son via his evil sister. Do magic skills... There are spells that are for defense, yeah. There's no healing spell, though. So, pickle up. All of our rats are going to have mutation. And mutation is one of the reasons I like rats. One of your attributes chosen randomly increases by 1 when you gain a new level. Often that'll be worthless, but sometimes it can be really good. Melee accuracy plus 7. Healthy, muscular, natural armor. Sure. Probably just going to go with muscular on these two. Just like sort of offset the crappy strength that rats have. The wizard. Might actually go with healthy on the wizard. Your attributes usually don't even go up. Barbarians just get +1 strength per level. And some other classes get stat as well. There's ways to raise your stats, especially with alchemy. But usually your stats just don't go up. That's one of the reasons Barbarian is like OP, is you get so much strength. And I usually give you Endurance. Just so that our Stinky Trashmonger doesn't eat a lot and has a bunch of carrying capacity. Let's do our... just max out these on you. That's weird that you get an extra strength, probably because you're a barbarian. You want a little bit of strength, mostly want willpower, and vitality. A little bit of strength just so that you're not completely tanked on your equipment load. And your stats aren't going to matter as much. Okay. This is probably not optimal, but you don't need to play this game optimally. So we've got GYCL Champ Pickleup, Mr. Chewy Ratburn, Cheese Whiz, and Sneaky Trash Mong Jr. Let's get started. The thing with Mutation is you're going to get stats that don't really matter for you. Like if your Barbarian gets willpower, that's marginally useful. And this game, unlike the other, has an opening CG, not just an opening slideshow. We got a caravel on stormy seas. This isn't my party. That's the name of the game we're playing! Yeah, you missed the character creation, Masaza. I'm disappointed, but I'm glad you're here. That was a joke. I'm not disappointed. We all have our stuff running. Ah! And despite all my rage, I'm still just 4 rats in a cage. So our first weapon we get is a branch. Use Watts to move. Unlike the last game, which had the gimmick that you were... Actually, I want you there. Had our gimmick that you were 4 characters chained together. Now you're just, like, together for no reason. We start on a beach. You know, we used to sleep on the beach. Sleep overnight. They don't sleep on the beach anymore. Oh, can't go that way. The door permanently opens. So you start here. And this game works a little differently than Grimrock does. Here's a rock. We saw a lot of those in Grimrock. Here's our first food. It is a horned fruit. If we had a lizard, I think if we had an insectoid in our party, they would like that. Every race, like rats, cows, and insectoids, have favorite foods. And I believe if you eat enough of your favorite foods, you can get a random stat up. You can destroy grass. And here is Torn Breeches. +1 protection. No flavor text on those. Tiny crabs. They're just the models of the terror crabs from the last game, scaled down. The human favorite food should be hamburger. That's true. If I know anything about humans, it's that they like hamburger. Got our second weapon. It's a bone club, and thus is a heavy weapon. You can see the damage range our weapons do. Bone club for Mr. Chewy Ratburn does 4 to 8. For Pickleup, it does 2 to 7. Here's our first alchemical herb of the game. It is a etherweed. We're being attacked by a turtle. Let's do a spell. Oh, that's not a spell. Which one's the spell? There we go. So, enemies are a little smarter in this game than they are in Turtle Steak. Enemies are a little smarter in this game than they are in Grimrock. They won't quite let you do the Kansas City Shuffle with them. You still can, just not quite as much. Circle strafing is going to be an important part of your your toolbox for dealing with monsters. Oh no. Where'd my rock go? It went here. Don't get myself cornered. I got myself cornered. Oh, can't reach. There we go. Pick up some turtle steak. If we had a lizard man in the party, lizard man's favorite food is egg. Now, rats are nude around each other all the time, no per Q. There's nothing sexual about it. Just being some nude. Out of energy. It's the power of nude rats. Double turtle steak. So, Sneaky Trash Mong Jr. is going to be one of our equipment load peoples, because, currently has more equipment load than Mr. Chewy Ratburn does, although Mr. Ratburn is going to surpass him eventually. Our first key. It's an iron key. This game is very good. Here's some darts that we're going to use, but we're not going to... You don't find a dart gun in this game for quite a bit, so they're going to be thrown weapons at first. Egg. There's another rock. The game is very good about not putting keys in a place where you're not able to sort of jimmy your way. Just get my rock back. More turtles. So we're not going to see if the game gives you a key, you won't be able to use the key of the same type for anything else. Like the game's kind of open world, so if you find a brass key, there's only going to be one brass lock that you can find. I kind of had a roundabout way of going about saying that, but whatever. Prepare to see out of energy from our wizard a lot. Start giving Mr. Ratburn some of this turtle meat. Here's some throwing knives, which are better than rocks. And a note. Let's read it. I could read it for you, but most of you can read. Maybe not all of you, but most of you can. The Island Master wants us to get equipped. We don't need that letter for anything, so we can just leave it here. And here's a Zaffy robe. Because Pickleup has less health than Mr. Ratburn, we'll let her have the robe for now. Yep, just straight up Dungeon Master. Well, no, the Island Master. There's many dungeons on this island, and only some of them have a master. There's a save point over there. Just getting orientated. This guy. We don't have what he wants yet. Tree. Here's Scroll of Fireburst. If I didn't already know how to do it, this would tell me how to do it. And once you know a spell, it goes into your traits list. So you know how to... It keeps track of it for you, which the other game didn't. So you can see Cheese Whiz's traits are being a Ratling, being a Wizard, being mutated, being healthy, and knowing Fire Burst. Alchemists have the interesting ability that causes herbs in your inventory to multiply. So that, yeah, the ether weed we were holding already multiplied. This is why alchemists are OP, because of, you're going to end up with, oh, so many healing potions. I'm not going to use this yet. It's a save crystal. If you use them, you can heal. Actually, we are going to take this letter. And we're also going to take this. This is our first puzzle over here. X marks the spot. So we're given a 3x3 grid, and we have to mark our spot with X. Well, if you put something, even a letter, on one of these pressure plates, it'll weigh it down. Did not mean to throw that. Wanted to place it. Use an ether weed for the last one. We can collect these items again later. But that lets us through. Now, here there is going to be some annoying enemies. These guys. These guys used to be able to drop their bidents, and it was very powerful. If you lucked into that. They no longer do so. There's another one way over there. Huh. Legend of Kilhagen. He was a captain who, what was most precious to him was his sword. So we're going to have to find ourselves a sword. I've gotten myself locked in, that's fine. And here we go. Here's our blood drop cap. We use these to make healing potions. So having these be able to multiply in our inventory. I forget what Falcon's Rise for. It's nothing super useful. I think antidotes, maybe? It's either antidotes or mud warps might be for peasant. Sure, we'll give you a peasant's cap. Mudworts might be for disease cure, which we can't actually get diseased, because we're rats. There we go. And gone are the days of, where is the part that... 525, yeah. No longer does the person who gets the last kill on a monster get more experience than the other characters. Now it's just evenly distributed. Which is useful. Now I'm going to go save to get my MP back. Because I want that MP. It's going to take forever for our wizards to get our MP. Or our wizard. Does, yeah, I believe now we can take our stuff back. So if you click on a save crystal, it saves the game. You can save it any time if you're not playing on Iron Man mode. But save crystals also refill your MP and health. They also resurrect the dead. Do other characters have use for energy? Yes, just not yet. Terminus Windgate, indeed. We'll be able to get into here later. Turtle. I forget what the chances on a crit happening is. I'm gonna guess 5%. Oh, here's a treasure. A bag. And our first missile weapon, which is going to be immediately what our rat begins to use, is a sling. And you have swaps. You have one, just like in Diablo or something. So when I run out of rocks, I can switch to my swaps and start throwing. And in the meantime, I can start cramming stuff into this satchel, saving inventory space. They work a little differently in this game than they did in Grimrock. And that's how we get in. That's how we get in. You can put stuff through grates in this game. And our reward is a dagger, an ornate key, and a healing potion. So I think dagger... Yeah, dagger will do a fair amount more damage for now, because your dexterity, because the damage for the branch is so lame. And here's what other characters can do with their energy. If I hold down the click on the weapon, it'll do its special attack, which for dagger is to throw it. And it costs energy to make those special attacks. Some weapons have really good special attacks. Sometimes throwing your weapon just divests you of a weapon. Of course, now I can do this. Can I throw it directly at you? Yeah, and then that lets me do that. And here's the thing, some melee weapons can sometimes use your dexterity for damage, which means that a wooden box. We've got a shovel, some smoked sea bass, poison cloud, which is a worthless spell, a rapier, and that's basically it. So I'll start putting some food into here. The crates themselves have weight, so they're not perfect, but they're relatively good. So I can use the rapier for now. We're not going to be able to use this weapon for very long, though, because the astute of you... hello, Blue Magnus Stormcrow. The astute of you will remember that we needed a sword, which, if you give the guy his sword back, the dungeon opens. Oh, you can take it back. I thought you had to leave it. My wizard might eventually learn some earth magic, but the earth spells themselves are really bad. But we also saw a statue of this guy over here. Behold. A golden key. Golden keys are used for treasure. We also saw this. At the lone oak, in the shadow of a blue light, I buried it. Well, here's a blue light and a lone oak. If we dig, we found nothing here. If we dig here, though, we also found nothing. It's somewhere around here. It digs in the square directly in front of you. There we go. You get experience for finding treasure. Got the embalmer's robe and a potion. Go ahead and upgrade your armor. The vitality gave us 5 hit points. You decrease your hunger meter vaguely based on how much energy you spend. So your wizards are going to be the hungriest of you all. Wizard shot the food. What's your damage with that? 6 to 18. So doing pretty good on damages. You can rest press the R key to rest. Very good. That's one thing. If you Q and E turn you 90 degrees, and if you turn on a staircase, you exit the staircase. So here's going to be the wizard's important job at first, which is holding torches. We got the Halls of the Dead. This looks much more familiar to anyone who saw the Grimrock streams of last year. Lockpicks. Use those to open locks. The Healing Potion, Scroll of Shock. We can't do this one yet. Shock and Flare do roughly the same amount of damage, but your damage on spells is based on how many ranks in that kind of magic you have. So we get the Halls of the Dead. Zombies! Not zombies at all, they're mummies. I think I accidentally punched with you. You don't get to see everybody's strength, everybody's stat gains, but most people got good stats. Lots of vitality and strength, which is useful for most everybody. Let's see if we can divine what everybody's strength guess was. Mummies alive is a bad thing. I believe Picklep got a strength, which is good. Mr. Ratburn, I also think got a strength. Actually, no, maybe you got a vitality. I don't remember. But they both either got vitality or strength, which is good because that's what we want on them. Mr. Ratburn, I think, got a strength, which is not useless. He's going to be carrying most of our Stinky Trashmonger, excuse me. Got a strength, which is not useless. I believe you got a vitality, which is quite good. So we also get to spend skill points. Leveling up armor to get it to armor 2 is fairly useful. So you can wear light armor, which we will find relatively soon. I'm going to put alchemy. Lets us create better potions. I usually put alchemy to 4 and then leave it there for a long time because I tend not to make a lot of bombs. And what doth I want in my wizard? Probably a second point of concentration. Just because that's going to give her more energy and also give us some new spells. For an instance, learn the light spell. And here is a sad thing. They made guns in this game. Guns do randomish damage. They have a range. They use ammunition. So once you fire the pellet goes away. But the bad thing about guns is they needlessly have a misfire chance. So your gun can jam, which means it won't fire. It has a chance to misfire and damage everybody in the party. They're just not very good. Missile weapons are just kind of better. So we're not going to be using guns. Like, they say alchemists are supposed to be good at guns, and they just don't misfire as much. Which is true. But even then, they're not very good. You could give your wizard a gun. Yeah, they don't scale with your stats, which is... Here's the secret switch, by the way. Not scaling with your stats is almost... It could be a good thing. Because it means that you could have low stats and still have the same damage as a high stat. But it also means you don't get anything from your stats. Yeah, they're kind of like Morrowind crossbows, yeah. Let's press that button. This is the semi-secret switch. Let's just go up. This secret is extra good if you have lizards in your party, because I believe you can find a couple lizard eggs around here. Turtle eggs. I'll be happy when I can get a shield for Picklep, so I don't accidentally... So I quit accidentally punching with her. Get a couple bluegrass. And we come to our first locked chest. I'm pretty sure you find enough lockpicks to open all the locked chests you get, but not all locked chests are created equal. I remember this one being kind of stupid. So we shall press F5, which will save the game. And if I don't like what's in this box, which I think it's some crappy magic armor. Yeah, this thing. The tribal mask. And a potion. That's not a very good expenditure for a... lockpicks. I'm just going to show you what's in the chest and then move on with my life. Which does punish me by showing a load screen. I don't have any battle mages. I went with a wizard instead of a battle mage. They get more energy, so I like them more. Even if they do die easier. Your wizards are... Oh, that's right, you can press tab to get to the map, by the way. I haven't done this yet. This map works a little differently. Because the whole world's more connected. So you don't get a page quite like you did in Grimrock 1. Mouse wheel scrolls in. You can put notes. That closes it. It's tab to open the map. Here's one of the old tricks. We'll put some turtle meat on that. Probably about time that I fed some people. Just to get some of this turtle meat out of my inventory. And it feeds them about to full belly. I might have overfed my alchemist a little bit, but that's fine. Food is not so scarce in this game. It just exists to keep you moving forward. Headbutt the wall a little bit. Another iron key. Game made sure to only give us an iron key after we had already used our last one. The game's fairly good about that. Here's where we have to use it. But I'm doing the old face scrape routine, because I think there's a switch in this room. There might not be a switch in this room. And the face scrape routine is not so good for the encoder. So, okay. Didn't see a secret switch. Oh no, mummies! Come here, my mummies. My rapier is missing more than I would like it to. Okay. And we get the Horn of Summoning. A pungent, earthy stink. If you right-click with the horn, you toot as you please. I really do recall there being more to this dungeon, but I also believe you get to it from a different place. So we shall leave. Change party formation. It's not that important. People are doing some jokes that are just slightly above my head. But we're back over here. I guess we're doing this fight at night. There's a day-night cycle in this game. You can actually find a watch somewhere. So, we got this stone circle. And we need to toot. And we are attacked by the Viper Roots. The Viper Roots are not so bad so long as you always keep moving. They're also weak to fire. They do a lot of damage, though. There's actually two distinct Viper Roots, but they don't actually share a health bar. They kind of fake do. I need to move. There we go. If you let them sandwich you, they can do a lot of damage. I think we might have killed one. Ah, dang. Almost. That was a good hit. Under my rock. There we go. I got one of these. A power gem. A beautiful gem that radiates light in all colors of the spectrum. Indeed, we found ourselves a Chaos Gem-World. Ah, and Huzzah immediately says it as soon as I say it. That opens the gateway forward. Although, I think I want a quick save again, because we have a decision to make. This might be one of the golden keys worth using. You get pellets, which don't matter. You get the Backbiter, and you get a Poshi of Strength. So, Backbiter. Going to do more damage than Rapier for now. Has a special attack we can't do yet, is fairly accurate, and just kind of a good weapon. And we have a Potion of Strength, which I think I'm going to sit on for now. The obvious choice is to give it to my Barbarian. They need it the least. Picklep might be a Dexterity character, although I want to find Strength weapons for her. There are plenty of, like, long swords that are light weapons that use strength for damage. Things like the Rapier here. Which... yeah, Backbiter. If I did the Potion of Strength, then... This is still an all-around worthwhile golden key to use, though, I believe. You already used the heal crystal, so nothing else to do but to go forward. Twigroot Forest. Wow, we got another bag. Need to start crating up our food. Up, our torch is beginning to dim. That's okay. We have extras, plus also I can do this. And then we had this one we just found with a letter in it. Minor progress. Some tools we might find useful. Is a mortar and pestle. And a healing, and some recipes. So, one blood drop cap is a healing potion, one ether weed is a energy potion. Mortar and pestles are very useful, and they're going to turn our blood drop caps, which are going to multiply in our inventory, into healing potions, which are otherwise kind of precious. Oh, here's a sneaky little bugger. I could be, like, moving around to try to avoid the stuff here, but... There's one in here, too, I think. They do funny stuff, like that. They pivot in counterintuitive ways. They kind of crab walk. We're getting a little bit beat up. Oh, there's a place down here we didn't touch. Always be touching is my map motto. Go over to here. And I believe this will take us back down into the dungeon. Don't make me run away from you. There we go. Let's go see if the pellets. Let's go see if the save crystal recharged. Did the game have resting? Yes. But I also kind of want to save, so I don't mind going back to the save crystal. Save crystals have a cooldown to them when you're not playing on Iron Man. And the more you use them, it feels like the cooldown becomes longer until you've been away for long enough time. I don't know if that's true, but it feels like it's true. And something feeling like it's true is like being true. So back to Twigroot Forest. I might bypass a puzzle up here. Anybody mind if I bypass a puzzle and then later explain how I knew the solution? Because the reward of it is not super good, but if you get it early... Let's throw some turtle. Although really the thing I should throw is this torch that's beginning to die. Because there's a new one right here. The puzzle I can bypass hasn't happened yet, though. I hear traitorous squeakings of some enemies that are actually kind of hard. So let's make a quick save. Not you, though. Why did I punch you? One moment. Okay, there we go. Minor interruptions. Okay, so we got the Skull Cleave, which will be an upgrade. The cooldown on Skull Cleave is why it's not why Bone Club is still considered, able to be considered. We have Ancient Helm, which might just be worth using even with the evasion penalty, but we'll keep Ancient Helm for now. Tattered Cloak. We'll give you a Tattered Cloak, and here's the key we need. Here's the door. Here's an old trick. Put your torch away before resting, and your torch won't time out. Here's my favorite food item in the game. Lizard on a stick. They crucified a lizard. Some frost bomb. A round key. And a scroll of ice shards. I used to be really into ice magic, but less so than I used to. I'm less so than I used to be. So let's try fighting you in open areas. So now they can react like this, where if you go past them, they'll attack as you get into position sometimes. So, remember the skeletons from Grimrock 1 and how easy to circle strafe they were? It's now not as much the case. Here's the Whitewood Wand, which is okay. The main use of the Whitewood Wand is only wizards and mages, and battle mages, can cast with their bare hands. Other characters can cast spells if they have a wand. So if they have concentration 1, they can wield the wand, and I could turn my alchemist into a wizard if I wanted to. But you can also cast off wands. I think that's all that we have here for now. We're going to be returning to here, though, I believe. Yeah, they did just put that skeleton in a closet, though. And we're up here. I don't believe there's anything to the right. Another thing worth mentioning about alchemical ingredients, when they're breeding in your backpack, the number of them you have doesn't seem to influence how quickly they breed. It's like you have one, and then that one will regenerate in your pack. Having extras doesn't cause it to regenerate faster. I saw you. Like a lot of games, our wizard is kind of extra powered at the moment. But that'll taper off as my other characters become more powerful. Cold resist. I don't think there's any monsters nearby that use cold attacks, but there will be in the future. Amulets go in the amulet slot. There's more amulets in this game. A funny thing about Grimrock 1 is that there just wasn't enough amulets to go around. Some of your characters just wouldn't have any. So, another bag with a potion, a baked maggot, and a scroll of poison bolt. Worthless. Start giving you a sec, though, to start putting these stuff in. I probably don't need to carry around the stick anymore. And it might be a while before we use round key. Or it could be instantly. We could instantly be using round key, as it turns out. Also can't use boricaps as a alchemical ingredient in this game. I remember they had that use in Grimrock 1. I don't know why health regenerates faster than energy. It seems like that would work in the opposite direction. So here's one of the ultimate things we need to do in this game. Is over here. Press the crystal. You have these zones that have the talking heads. Elemental Shrine of Magma. I think northwest is whence the force of fire is strongest. I think that's just nonsense. It's like flavor text, doesn't mean anything. Stone philosophers is what they call them. So we need to bring these things to these places and put them on the altar. They're a different color every few seconds if you pick them up and then put them down. They cycle through Roigi Biv. So I could just leave this here. They do have weight and take up space, but I kind of like having them in my inventory just to see how many of them we've found. You have to find 9 of them to beat the game, I think. No, you need to find 12 of them to beat the game, and I think there are 16. Here's Vines Plus. Vines, but more so. And here's an enemy that probably kills a lot of early players. That firebolt missing was kind of bad. So once we've killed one of them, they're not as bad. But when you're fighting 2 of them at a time, they're very scary. They drop warg meat. Presumably due to being wargs. Vine Plus is just YouTube. I think Vine Plus was Vine. Vine was better than YouTube. I never used Vine, and I've made many YouTube videos, but Vine was for having fun, and YouTube was for posting conspiracy theory videos. Here's an annoying thing. Let's run away. There's injuries in this game. My barbarian has got a head injury and thus is very inaccurate. You can get rid of injuries by drinking healing potions or going back to save points. Org also the first injury-inflicting enemy. Yeah. I don't know if you can encounter Hole before encountering Warg, but some enemies have a chance of inflicting injuries upon you. And you can also get injuries when falling from holes. So you get many, 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 many more healing potions in this game, but the other side of that is you need them. I probably could have just made a healing potion there and drank it rather than going back. But in the early game, I hoard resources. Yes, holes are going to be important to fall down still. I hope I don't lose my rock. Okay. Here was one rock. The other one must have been up here. Yeah, here's my rock. Vines plus. Extra vines. For baton, Zaffi robe, and Zaffi Shemach. Shemach? Looks like a Chaim. I'm not so good at those kinds of languages. I know the barest amount about them. It's a head wrap of some variety. So, can definitely afford to give some of that to you. Baton might be better for you. Except the cooldown is higher. A second and a half for a bare amount of extra damage does not seem a fair trade-off. I might give you his pants as well. Give you her pants, rather. Well, there you are. I was wondering where you were, Warg. You annoying little miscreant. Up. Stinky Trashmonger gained a willpower. That is almost worthless. And Chewy Mr. Ratburn got a dexterity, which is actually useful. Because dexterity will help you actually... It increases your accuracy. So let's see. I think you definitely gained a strength. You gaining a dexterity isn't terrible. You gaining a willpower is pretty bad. Although it gives you cold resist. And I didn't see what you gained. Looks like you gained a willpower, which is good. Okay, let's spend our skill points. Probably just want to start going in on light weapons for you. Could also do dodge. Athletics. Accuracy is never a bad thing. Light weapons. Once we get the Alchemy 4, I'll start cramming into missile weapons. Do I actually want concentration 3? I think I want to go air magic 1. I want to go air magic, then 2 in fire magic, then 1 in concentration. I am also going to, at some point, at least want 1 point in water magic. You desperately need at least 1 point in water magic at some point. And that will come up later. This is another way out. This is very cryptic, but what you don't understand is that he's actually speaking literally. It just doesn't make sense yet. R-A uhu ko, R-A uhu e. I believe that means... Ta-da! We have lockpicks. Let's see what's in this lockpick. So we're going to get the translation for that later. But it gives us a steel armband, a shield poshi, and a golden key. By the time you... Let's see what this does. Strength plus production plus 1 to strength plus 1. Seems perfect for my barbarian. We have so much food. There we go. So yeah, the game will eventually explain those terms to me, but you can get this item very early. Spinning our lockpick there is going to keep us from spinning our lockpick elsewhere, though. We can go back into the ground over there, but let's see what's over here first. I believe over here is one of the places I could have spent my other lockpick. Beyond this zone. More pellets. You're never really short on pellets in the game, even if you are using a gun. Yep, this chest, locked. Just killed that guy for the fun of it. Also for the experience. It was a wonderful experience it was, murdering that little tree man. Bard. Can't go over there yet. Bard also, but there's a power gem over there. Where are the dogs? I thought there were dogs. You said there was going to be dogs. So we could just keep going over here. Lockpicks. Ah, if I pull that lever, certainly the tree men will wake up. So I should just murder them all now while they're asleep. Burn them. Ensure none survive. And there were some over here, too. Wargs are dogs. I'm pretty sure they're dogs. Okay, haven't lost a rock yet. It's more annoying when you have arrows. I always end up losing arrows in this game, and it's very discomforting. Quarrels, especially. Losing quarrels is very annoying. Smart or evil? If they were so smart, why would they hang out with orcs? Huh? And why not? Why wouldn't they hang out with me instead? You go in the treasure pack. How do you say this word? Leather cuisse. I can put some leather cuisse on. Give you the cuisse. An old trick of mine is to intentionally say words funny, often when I do not know how to actually pronounce them, and sometimes when I do, and thus nobody knows if I'm serious or not, and it makes me seem smarter than I actually am, which is not very. I know that's not true, but it feels true. Bread. Now, Kenne, is this something I said in an Irish accent once? Which isn't even an Irish word, but it felt right. Where doth you live, you scroungy rat pirates? Oh no, Cheese Whiz is starving. I used a new spell. Actually, why did I punch you? I can't wait to have a shield for you. So, rats are annoying due to their many, many attacks they get. Up, had somebody die. The correct thing to do is to run away. And then go back to the heal crystal and to come back afterwards. So that my character does not lose on the precious experience they could be getting. The downside is I might get murdered by wargs on my way back, because monsters do respawn eventually. I'm bravely running away so that I might not lose experience on my valuable character. And away we go. Yep, they're very quick. They attack a lot. They can attack at range. They can attack at close quarters. Rats are just the worst. Start with the turtle meat, because it's the heaviest. Of course, we're rats, so they can't be all that bad, right? Really, they should see us and say, hey, you also look like shipwrecked rats. Let us be friends. And then we could kill them when they were not looking at us. Which is still a tactic, just not one I can do yet. Okay. Let's go get blasted by rats again. There we go. There is no turning back. Indeed. I'm sure that means something to somebody. It also means something to me, but nothing yet. Scroll of Shield. Here's an important spell. Mm-hmm. It doesn't last very long, but it's a nice one for fights. Snossage. Okay, guys up front looking better armored now. Only need some gloves and some boots with the fur. Gloves are kind of hard to find, but we will find them. Indeed. You need to do that to get here. But of course, I'm quick saving because I quick save before holes in case I break my legs. Like that. I hate breaking my legs. Because breaking your legs is a health potion tax. Yeah, I have to do my gauntlets of might. I forgot to ask Andy about that. Okay, this time we didn't get a health potion tax. And they put a health potion down here just in case you do break your legs. There's nothing in this hole, though. It's just a hole to, Okay. Nothing down there. Actually, is there a secret switch down there? I'll take my lumps this time. Trading a potion for some fire bombs. This is an entire party of rats. I like them. I think they're just neat. There is a way to prevent fall damage. We just haven't got to it yet. We won't get to it for a while. Probably. I didn't need to spend that health potion. But it's okay. How many health potions do we actually have? We have 11 health potions already. Rats aren't a lot of people's favorites because of their low strength. Like, I think a barbarian could easily have, like, 25, or a minotaur could have, like, 25 strength right now. But I like them. They're rats. It's also not to your benefit to have... Oh no, this guy. Nobody likes this guy. That was a leprechaun. It's not to your benefit to have all of the same race, because then you have less special food to go around. I think having a rat, having a minotaur, having a lizard man, and having an insectoid gives you the most for that. Although I don't remember what minotaur's favorite food is. They might not have one. It's horn fruit for insectoids, eggs for lizard men, and then, of course, it is cheese for rats. Yeah, the barbarian's accuracy could be pretty bad if you did that. Luckily, there's a skill for that, which is not putting this leveling up, giving some accuracy to your barbarian is actually pretty good. And minotaurs don't have special food. Makes sense. What would it even be? Human flesh? That's more of a horse thing, if anything. Philosopher's Stone. Milk? Yeah, the minotaurs have skulls, but that's not like a special food. Get some... My torch is running out. Burnt out torches have use, but they're not as useful as not burnt out torches. We're approaching our first dungeon puzzle. Here's a use for our burnout torch. We'll get to that later. So, press that switch, it makes these cubes float. My body is telling me there's a secret switch nearby, and I'm just ignoring it for now. Oh no, there's a rat behind me. Oh no, that's bad. I never use these. Alright, where was that healing crystal at? Over here. That was an appropriate place to use the bomb, I think. I rarely use them, so using some in a crisis seems fine. Let's go kill the rest of them. Come here. Fight me, Ratto, a ratto. Fight me 4-on-1, you living rat. Man, why was that rat guy like so baller? Like, sure, we're fighting 4-1, but my rats seem way outclassed by their rats. Ah, Ratus et Ratus, yes. That is a... It is Ratus. Although we're not Ratus Ratus, I'm pretty sure. Yes, you look more like a Norwegian rat, only a human. I'm missing a rock. I found my missing rock. A cudgel. I could actually use the bash ability, so we'll keep that on our swaps. Let's try that out. So the willpower is low enough that really I can only bash once. Having some room to maneuver should make this a little less painful, but still pretty painful. So here's one of the reasons why throwing barbarians are pretty good. I already have 8 throwing knives. So having a barbarian who just throws knives, you have plenty of ammunition right away. We will not be quick. We'll go ahead and be quick. Yes, still do not know why. Oh no. That was bad. I'm ignoring all of you for now. That was slow. I've been injured a lot. You know what? The frozen bombs I'm actually going to use in the future, I think. But the other bombs, I can make more of all of the bombs. Egg. Of course. I'll deal with you later. It's true. J.C. Denton did not need legs. He didn't need anything. Except his cyber eyes. Yeah, my rat wizard was hungry, but I was waiting until I got here to feed her. Enjoy some turtle steak. Now we're so quick. Although we're not as quick as Turum. It's one of the sad things about the game is you can't play as Turum in this version. Really? Instantly got injured after I was injured already? Old men are the future. Old men ruling the world. Well, at least I have all the dog I could ever want to eat. Mudwort. I'm pretty sure Mudwort is completely useless to me. No, I use it for endurance potions, so it's not worthless, but I'm almost certainly going to be making strength potions mostly. All the dog I could ever want to eat. Energy potion. Okay. I do think you need to do this. Yeah. If you just go straight for it, the game's like, you wanted to go straight for it? Screw you. Instead, you get nothing. How does the Rapier compare now? The same damage. Slightly longer cooldown, but more accuracy. So you'll use that for now. Although, really, I should go back down there. I want to save so I don't get leg broke. Instantly! Instantly wounded again. The game knew. That's why I really don't like wounds, is that there is no cooldown on them, so you can heal your wound and then instantly get wounded again. And having a character with a head wound is like having a dead character, because they never hit. Luckily, the wargs can be circle strafed. Remember when I said food wasn't a problem? Can anybody wonder why food might not be a problem? At some point I'll have to stop picking it up, but I do want to stockpile it before I do that. I forget if there is a secret switch here, but let's do the old face scraping routine. Can farmers not get injured? That's one of their class powers. Oh, you mean because there's so much food? Yeah. There's a Chivo for hitting max level with Farmer. I have yet to get it. No, I don't think there's anything down here. I just came down here to drink a potion, get some dog meat, and then get a wound. I saw you. More dog meat. I think you could play a farmer as either a ranged character or a melee fighter. And there's nothing keeping you from playing a farmer wizard. They probably have really bad energy growth, so they might not be the best at it, but you get levels differently than other people, and that can be powerful. The 4 plogs. They have battle, famine, cold, and disease. I forget if you're supposed to put the cures to these in these, or if you're supposed to put the causes of them. I think you have to put the cures. I don't want to use my first mugwort, my only mugwort potion. So we're going to wait a while before doing so. Because eventually my mugwort will breed, and I'll be able to spend one willy-nilly. The old face scrape routine doesn't seem to turn anything up. But we'll get something cool whenever we solve this puzzle. Potion of healing works for disease for some reason. Wouldn't potion of healing also work for this? Yeah, I have a potion of healing anyways, so let's just... Might be armor over there. This is why we found this. And then egg. Okay. Doesn't work for you. The cure for battle. The cure for battle, an axe. I guess the cure for battle is an axe. The spider silk cloak and a potion of willpower. So spider silk cloak is a plus and minus item. Either want to put it on one of these two, probably on my wizard. And the potion of willpower, predictably, when drank, raises your willpower. Some of the potions do... Some of the puzzles do have shaky logic. Sure, you can have this. So I have to go back over here, because there was a part of the puzzle I didn't hit. This reminds me of a puzzle. Did I ever find this key? I didn't. Oh, any item of clothing? I've just always used the necklace of cold resist due to being a necklace of cold resistance. Fairly certain I can do this puzzle now. Might be the old face scrape routine that gets me there. Or I could just push it. I hear more rats. I'm coming for you, rats. Nice backflip. Let's see how your backflip does for you in hell. I will cut you into pieces and send them all to hell. Not you, the pieces. We get a brigandine, which will honestly probably upgrade that. Then you probably get this, and then I just can throw away a Zaffy robe now. Rat Cabrat. Sounds like a demon name. I just threw that away. What am I picking it up for? More lockpicks. Yes, we got ourselves a brigandine, also known as a... This is not what a brigandine usually looks like. Nothing to keep that could mean it's not one. A brigandine is a usually cloth piece of vest that has metal plates sewn into the interior. They're also called a coat of plates. So even though it's metal armor, games tend to classify it as a piece of medium armor. So obviously we have to get to the cube onto the orange one. You can push it through fences. Ta-da! They switch. Mummies! Mummies alive! That one's using his arm as a club. Okay. Gained a strength, gained a vitality, gained a willpower, and what did you gain? I think a dexterity, which is pretty good. So my mutations have been working in my... who gets the potion of vitality? I don't know. My mutations have been working in my favor, which is quite good. Often they do not. Oh, you haven't leveled up yet, that's why. You were dead very briefly. You missed a rat kill, so... I have a piece of heavy armor. The rats can mutate? Yes. Mutations. So I can start going for heavy armor, or I can try dual wielding. Dual wielding doubles the amounts of attacks you get, but you get a 40% penalty to damage. That's, it is a damage increase overall. But I think I want to start working towards heavy armor. So, into fire magic. So... Oh, I didn't go into the wind gate, which is what you actually solved the puzzle for. So, who would be surprised that this room is an ambush? Hi. Ah, thank you for the host loon. Yes, I was not surprised by the ambush. A shield. These shields kind of suck. They give you minus 15% health. I also missed what Stinky Trash Mong got for his bonus stat. So because they're wearing metal armor, they take extra damage from lightning attacks. He got willpower again. Ugh. He will eventually find a use for his will. Yeah, he got willpower again. He will get a willpower ability many years from now. Not years. Many levels from now. Oh, you died. Well, let's go heal. I don't want to get two characters off the XP train. Yeah, that skeleton was waiting in that closet for centuries, waiting for me to come and open the door so that I would be murdered by him. And you know what? One of his friends got there. Did kill one of my rats. But luckily somebody put these crystals everywhere that heal me. Okay. So, Sneaky Trashmonger Jr. has increased his alchemical skill. It's going to be the last point of alchemy I do for a long time. Now we make superior potions. Potions are among the best potions. No potion can withstand the motion of our potion. Okay. So, as sucky as the shields are, they are currently worth using, I believe. So, I have 140 health. I put on the shield. I go down to 125, because they have minus 15 health on them. But the evasion's pretty nice. Did you get heavy armor? Nope. We're going towards it. But do I have two metal helms? I do. I will never need more than that. Because eventually, Sneaky Trashmonger will eventually be able to wear heavy armor, but not for a very long time. Another blowpipe. I think I have two of these. Yeah. So, the blowpipes do more damage, but I have fewer darts. Sleep Dart is a special ability. I don't think I've ever used Sleep Dart. Some leather pants. Actually, you should get the pants. There's a way over there. I don't recall what it is, but I know there's a way over there. It's probably this. Also, there's a bunch of darts here, so I was lying earlier. Mystical secrets. With mystical treasure. A reed helmet. What? I didn't think this game had fractional evasion. This game has fractional evasion? I've never once seen... I don't ever remember seeing that before. Fractional evasion. That is so weird. Well, into the Puel. I cast the shield spell in vain hopes that it would maybe prevent me from, Okay, let's find a corner to duck into. A fractional evasion is a mod name change. You're gonna drink a potion. Once we kill this guy, it'll be easier because it means that I can start circle strafing the other guy. Unless he immediately steps into the spot I wanted to use. There we go. Finally got the sucker. Spent 2 potions on that, but now I'm up to 16 health potions. Let's make some. Let's make some potion. Still have not gotten another mudwort. Which is funny, because they're completely useless to us. So here's how you use, you have to equip it. You don't have to equip the blood drop cap, but you right-click it. One blood drop potion becomes a healing jug. Because we have 4th level alchemy, we don't get the regular measly potions. We get the jugs. And the potion jug is a pretty solid potion. Yeah, you also don't need empty bottles, which is really, like, why you get so many goddamn potions in this game. So many potions. Mr. Ratburn, what are you doing, starving? Here, have some turtle. Let's just feed everybody. I'm starting with turtle as my food to feed people because turtle weighs the most. Weighs 1.8 kilograms, which is dun 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 dun. 5 pounds of turtle meat? About 4 pounds? Like, 2.2 is 1 kilogram. I was trying to math out 80% of 2.2, and my brain was just not doing it. At least this game uses real-world metrics, which other game I stream, Ancient Domain of Mystery, certainly does not. So when it claims that a large ration weighs 200 stones, if that were a real-world stone, that would weigh upwards to like 1,600 pounds. I believe a stone is 8 pounds. Or is a stone 12 pounds? I forget. Traditional English units of measurement are dumb. Especially their money. How many shillings to a pound? And they make fun of us for still using the imperial system, and then that's what the stuff they made makes no sense. We got what we came here for, though, which was a brass key. $240 in a pound. It divides well. Well, we got the key we needed. Sort of scanning for secret switches. Looking for switches. Oh no, we've been trapped. Of course. I shall defeat you, mummy. And here's where spellcasters really show their worth, is when you attack group enemies like this. You essentially do 4 times damage, on top of the greater damage you were already doing. Cheese! A lockpick. Got me some cheese from my rats. They're gonna have to fight over who gets it. Put enough food on the Shrine of the Glutton? You open a secret door for winners. I'm not going to heal my slowness. I could just leave, but I will not. Apparently there's a bunch of mummies in the Shrine of the Glutton. A large amount of mummies. Let's take a sleep. Injuries also do not heal on their own, for some reason. If they were zombies, they could have starved to death, but if they were mummies, they've been ritualistically prepared. They don't have the organs needed to digest food. There we go. Let's go have another sleep. Oh, mummies and stone soup don't digest food because they don't have organs. Conversely, they shouldn't have to digest food. Mummies are not desirous of brains in the way that zombies are. Oh, they can't digest potions. I see. Gloves. Gloves are a rare commodity. We're going to be wearing these leather gloves for a long time. Tome of Health. Health plus 25. Probably one of these two is going to get it. Actually, I might give that to my wizard. Because you're going to be getting 7 health a turn. You're fairly vital. You're never going to have a lot of health, so this amount of... Let's just do this. There we go. So, drink 2 potions, you read a book. Reading a book on how to be healthier does not actually heal your wounds, it appears. Not all barbarians are illiterate. Yeah, eat the book. That's how you gain its knowledge. It's you eat it. Okay, let's get back to the save crystal. We can't. I recall this part being annoying. Because of this guy. So. Oh, his bomb despawned. Oh, he was throwing a rock. Okay, he's not throwing bombs yet. Got him trapped now. And then he's away. So I'm not that scared because the thing he's menacing us with is turtles. So yeah, the leprechaun is a menace. But not that scary. At least not at this point. I accidentally spoiled. Later he throws bombs at you. He doesn't just throw rocks. Oh, you're right. I actually killed him this time, Blue Magnus Storchrome, so he's just dead. We'll never see the leprechaun ever again. Because obviously, when you kill bosses, they go away forever. And we're completely restocked on turtle meat. Got a key and a note. And some less than useful herbs. Let's read that note. Indeed. The trickster comes and goes, but the pain stays. I think Leprechaun is a fine choice for a mystical little fool that chases you around. So there's more to do here, and I would usually end these streams on a heal crystal. But it's been about 2 hours, and this is a fine place to end it, after fighting a leprechaun. So what have our rats learned? They've learned that mutations are good. Rats are not overpowered, but rats are fun and pretty dang good. Our willpower increases our... What does that? What gives us shock resist? Fire resist and shock resist. Yeah, our dexterity is high enough that our shock resist should be high, but apparently it's not. No resist fire on the wizard. Anyways, that's going to be it for now. Thanks everyone for joining. Thanks Jello Jello Master for the sub earlier, and also thanks to Loon for the host. Next time, probably going to be getting back into Dragon Warrior Monsters with Slionine soon. No, haven't done that since before Magfest, but for now, this is it, so we can make our save. Good night.